Let's take a trip in a trailer. No need to come back at all. Let's take a powder to Boston for chowder. Let's get away from it all.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
3.
No. This isn't a wedding anniversary.
Oh, no.
That's going to be 45 in June. No, this is just 3 years of us being full-time RVers, full-time nomads on April the 1st. And as is kind of our tradition, we've put together a retrospective, our 3rd full year on the road.
Our highs and our lows.
There have been a couple of those too.
Really low.
But instead of just doing everything we did in this last year, we're hitting the high points and the low points. And when we just do the same old stuff, we skip right over that.
Yeah.
So, hope you enjoy it. We had fun putting it together.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Since we first hit the road, we've stayed in 56 different parks in 19 states, and we've towed our home over 20,800 miles.
In our 3rd year, though, we stayed closer to home, in only 3 southwestern states. 4 of the 17 parks we stayed in were new to us, and we towed our home over 5,200 miles.
Just a reminder, this is what our home looks like in the cool of the evening, and there's my art hut that I use as a studio.
We couldn't leave Conroe without partaking of their annual crawfish boil. As you can see, it's a popular attraction.
In May, we flew to Indiana for a very special celebration.
My dad's 90th birthday party.
Family members gathered from all over, and we had a wonderful dinner at Olive Garden.
All of the kids, many of the grandkids, and several of the great-grands came to celebrate.
And when we came back, we checked into a park we've never been before.
Bay Landing, near Bridgeport, Texas, is a nice, large park.
Most of the sites are roomy and spacious, and the facilities like the bathhouses and the laundry rooms are neat and clean.
Lake Bridgeport is right there for boating and fishing.
This is the smaller activity center.
A cozy getaway where you can use the Wi-Fi or watch TV. There's a library with books and DVDs.
Games and recreation.
And don't forget the puzzles. I enjoy doing jigsaws, and here are a few that I did throughout the year.
And everywhere we went, we saw signs like these.
Now, I like snakes. I spent all summer looking for snakes, and I didn't see a single rattler until our last day in Arizona. And then I couldn't get to my camera fast enough to catch it on video. Rats.
But we saw plenty of other wildlife, like this guy. Isn't he cute?
Okay, the deer really are cute, and we had plenty at Medina Lake and Colorado River.
They came right up into our yard.
I saw 2 coyotes while I was out hiking in California.
Lots of turtles.
And tons of squirrels, although few of them were as friendly as this little guy.
And more lizards than we can shake a stick at.
Our second new park of the year. We only spent one night at Lake Colorado City State Park. But I got to do some hiking around the beautiful lake. And I got to stand there and watch a classic storm cloud form right in front of me.
While we were in Arizona, we visited Fort Huachuca. It has a fascinating military museum that honors the famed Buffalo Soldiers who were stationed there.
It's also the home of the Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Program, so we got to see some really cool drones.
Doug loves geology.
I do.
So we had to visit the Gem and Mineral Museum while we were in Tucson.
We also attended the university's celebration of the 50th anniversary of the first moon landing.
We attended a lecture and saw lots of exhibits.
There's my cousin Marty in the red shirt.
And we got to see where they make the giant mirrors that are used in telescopes. That was fascinating.
Summer in Arizona, yes, it was hot. Really hot. And they take their heat seriously. I found this urine chart posted in a park restroom.
We tried a new park in Cottonwood, Arizona. We loved it. It was beautiful. The scenery was stunning, and the facilities were spacious and well kept.
And there was a lot to do nearby. We visited a local history museum, and we took the scenic Oak Creek Canyon up the Mogollon Rim and saw the Great Meteor Crater.
We lived in Arizona for 6 years and had never visited the crater. Now we can mark it off our bucket list.
We got to touch a real piece of the meteor itself.
And see where they trained the Apollo astronauts.
But why suffer through all that summer desert heat? Because we had to be in Southern California at the end of August for a blessed event.
A new grandbaby!
Congratulations, Matt and Claire. You done good.
We tried out another new park, and this one was special.
Palm Springs RV is a beautiful resort, and we loved the surrounding area. So much to do.
Especially when we have a big family get-together to celebrate someone's birthday.
How old are you now?
Shut up.
Sally hates heights, but a bunch of us went up the Palm Springs aerial tramway to the top of Mount San Jacinto, and she took it like a trooper.
I was brave.
I absolutely loved the hiking here. I spent many, many hours exploring the Coachella Valley Preserve and the East Indio Hills Badlands. That line of palm trees marks the San Andreas Fault, where the water seeps to the surface to support life.
We lived in Southern California for 6 years, yet we had never visited the Salton Sea. Well, now we have.
And so, after probably the high point of the whole year, where we got to meet a brand new baby granddaughter, we had a bit of a dip. You know, we ran into a low point. We had a small problem. We were on our
problem.
Yeah, we had a small problem.
Little problem?
Yes, we had a small problem. We were on our...
We totaled the truck.
As I said, we had a small problem.
We totaled the freaking truck.
I choose to identify totaling the truck
It's not funny.
as a small problem. Anyway.
But our insurance was great, and we ended up with an even newer, better truck.
Here it is, pulling our trailer back toward Arizona and Texas.
I took another quick flight to Indiana to visit Dad and help him record another retrospective, this one about his creation of the classroom theater.
And you got to see Ben and Jen and the boys and Joetta when you went up to Michigan to celebrate Ben's appointment to a new church.
I wish you could have been there.
Me too. At about that time, at the beginning of 2020, Doug started a new project.
Yeah, it's a weekly video devotion based on the Middle English text of the Wycliffe Bible, translated in the 1380s.
They're short, light-hearted, and inspirational.
If you'd like to check them out, just search for Wycliffe's Words on YouTube or enter the short bit.ly URL, Wycliffe's Words.
When the big shutdown came, what could we do? Okay. A person intently staring at someone is a gawker. The person who is being stared at is a gawky.
Okay, I'll accept that if you let me use the Middle English word for called. Yclept.
Done.
And that finished out our third year of life on the road.
Stay safe, stay healthy, and may this next year's high points outweigh the lows.
Just don't total your truck.
Let's take a powder to Boston for chowder. Let's get away from it all.